Who was Charles de Gaulle, greatest French after Napoleon? Charles de Gaulle was born on 22nd of November 1890. He grew in Catholic family and religion was essential part of his life. When he was young, he studied in Paris, and then he went to Military Academy Saint-Cyr, which he ended as 13 of 211 absolvents. Because of this, he chose to join the 3rd Regiment based in Arras. Charles de Gaulle then fought in the First World War, where he was 2 times injured. He then got the chance to work at military headquarters, but he refused, because he thought that he will be more useful on the front. Here, he was injured again and captured by the Germans. He really disliked to be a prisoner, and he tried to flee from the camp 5 times. But because of his height, he was 197 centimeters or almost 6.5 feet tall. All attempts were unsuccessful. After end of the war, he got the Legion of Honor and he returned to France. After the war, he went to Poland, where he trained Polish soldiers. Because of his origin, which was aristocratic, he was strongly anti-Bolshevism and anti-communism. In Poland, he also took part in the Polish-Soviet War. He then returned to France, where he worked as a military history teacher, and he also studied University of War, where he was against informations which were interpreted from the Great War. The teachers were teaching about terrain, and that it is best to dig down and do nothing, and Charles de Gaulle wanted to take initiation and maneuver. He then tried to achieve some military reforms, but because of his rank, he couldn't. His ideas were to create a standing army, which would be motorized and armored. He also wrote a book on this, Versal Armes de Métier, but this book was not successful in France, but the book found some success in Germany, where it was read by Heinz Guderian. De Gaulle then became a leader of 507th Tank Regiment. The Second World War then started, and at the beginning of war, he said, "The enemy will attack with a powerful armored force supported by air power, and the French army will be defeated, unless it immediately groups all of its tanks into several armored divisions capable of repelling the German offensive." Before France capitulated, he managed to successfully use his tank regiments, but this did not help the French army enough. He then fled to England, where he wanted to continue the fight. In the plane, he learned that in his homeland was issued an order to arrest him. He was the last of original French generals and members of government who continued in the war with Germany in London. He continued and built a Free French movement. Symbol of Free France was the Rotarian cross. In England, he successfully continued in a fight with Germany, but his relationship with allies could be better, and except small fight over the French islands at the coast of Canada, it was good. But these problems slowly faded away. While he was in London, he made one of his best speeches, which I will include here.
La défaite française a été causée par la force mécanique, aérienne et terrestre de l'ennemi. L'action foudroyante de cette force mécanique a amené l'effondrement du moral, du commandement et du gouvernement. Devant cet effondrement, 2 voies s'ouvrent de l'abandon et du désespoir. Elle menait à la capitulation. C'est celle qu'a choisie le gouvernement Pétain. L'autre est celle de l'honneur et de l'espérance. C'est celle que nous avons prise, mes compagnons et moi. Nous croyons que l'honneur des Français consiste à continuer la guerre aux côtés de leurs alliés et nous sommes résolus à le faire. Nous espérons qu'un jour, une force mécanique supérieure nous permettra d'avoir la victoire et de délivrer la patrie.
The D-Day then came, and France was then liberated, but Paris was not liberated by Americans or British, but thanks to de Gaulle, it was liberated by French. In year 1946 he resigned, because he disagreed with the Fourth French Republic's constitution, which gave the parliament a lot more power than the president. This new government was also very unstable, and many governments changed. The governments then could not hold all the colonies, there was unrest, and Algeria even rebelled. War in Algeria then continued, and in Algeria was almost 1 million French soldiers, and there also lived 1.5 million French civilians. When one French government fell, the military in Algeria had enough, and they staged a coup and controlled the territory of Algeria. The military wanted to make Charles de Gaulle leader of the country, but he chose a legitimate way and was appointed by French president as prime minister. After this, Charles de Gaulle made a referendum, which created a half-presidential system and created the Fifth French Republic in year 1958. But after few years, he acknowledged that it is not possible for France to hold on Algeria, so he granted independence to Algeria. This angered many people, and there were a lot of assassination attempts on de Gaulle, and even two coup d'état attempts. But he managed to survive all of this. Charles de Gaulle's fall began in year 1968, when the students began a general strike. Next year, he abdicated. Charles de Gaulle died in year 1970. His funeral was a Christian one, without any special ceremonies. He is buried in Colombe-les-Deux Églises.